Hello and thanks for joining me on this quick tour of the trial of your software. You will have received the username and password in the email which you can log in with and start up the software. It requires no installation. If you find the screens running a little slow at the start, keep persevering because the screens get stored in memory as they're used, so it will speed up as you move forward and use more of the software. Peach Software is a genuine cloud software. It can run from a cloud server, so we can host it for you if you like, or you can have any other hosting company host it for you, or you can run it from your own server in-house. Either way, you can connect to it from anywhere in the world as long as you've got an internet connection and from any device. So now all you need to do is click on the Ready, Set, Go link in the email and it will log in and you're ready to go. Now that the software is opened up for you, all you need to do is click on Sign In. So it's up in the top right hand corner there. It'll come up with a sign in page. Use your username and password and then click OK and that'll sign you into the software. If you're on a tablet or something with a touch screen other than a keyboard, then click on Touch KB before you click OK and that'll enable the soft keyboard for you on screen. Now that you've logged into the software, you can see that the commonly used tasks are actually on the desktop. This is what we call the desktop. On the left-hand side here, you've got categories, so control, transactions, reports. These are the categories. And you can slide down and see more categories down there. You click on any of these category headings, so any of those grey headings, and that will open up what we call the task menu. So once the task menu is opened up, it shows more functions which belong to each of those categories. So control category, transaction category. So you can see those category headings are similar to the category headings over here on the left, and they show all the functions within each of those categories. So you can see there that under control, under product, you've got many functions, whereas over here you've got just the commonly used functions. Also, you can customize this menu down here so that it only shows the functions that you require. So each person in the organisation will have a certain set of functions. They can go to My Menu and it will only display the functions that that person uses. And if they log in on any other device, it will appear the same. So it's connected to their login. One of the things that people love about Peach Software is that you can have multiple screens open at the same time. So here I have product control, product browse, customer control, customer order. You can have all these open at the same time and just highlight the one that you want to work in and it comes to the front there. You can see up the top, this shows the active screen that we've got at the moment. That's the one we're focused on. And down here you've got a list of screens that are actually open in the background. Another great feature is that, let's say for example in customer order, so if I just click on customer order here, that's the one in focus, I can duplicate that. So I can actually do two customer orders at the same time. Same for customer invoicing or point of sale. You can have a couple of screens open at the same time and handle multiple customers at the same time. Great also for when you're doing a supplier order. So you may have 2 or 3 supplier orders open at the same time. People spend a lot of time generating a supplier order, so you can have those working together. So very flexible indeed. Down the right hand side you've got some what we call widgets. So here you've got calendar, events, Memo. So Memo, you can make a quick note of something while you've got the customer on the phone. You've got a calculator, a foreign exchange calculator as well, so you can determine the cost of something from a foreign currency. And in calendar here you can open up the calendar, and this is where you can use a basic CRM so that if you're doing sales calls, you can record them, you can diarise the next call to be made, you can communicate between other staff through the diary, and if you have a workshop, you can actually use this to book vehicles in to be serviced or machines in to be serviced, so you know how much work you've got on each day into the future on your calendar. So great little feature. So that's a basic CRM and it's all included in the software. At the moment with your trial, you're using Peach in what we call the browser mode. So you're within an internet browser. If that's the case, you can use your fingers, if it's a touch screen, to zoom in and out on the screen, or you can go to the zoom settings in your browser and increase or decrease the zoom setting. So this will either give you more screens in the same space, or you can make screens larger within the same space. So as I said before, these are the most commonly used tasks. So let's say, for example, you're a wholesaler. You would normally take a customer order. You'd click on customer order and you'd put the customer in here. You'd load the customer. You'd load the parts. It would give you those customers' pricing as you load the parts. So it's great for if you're on the phone to the customer. And then once you've updated it as a customer order, it prints a packing slip. Once the goods are packed, comes back, and you can convert that to a customer invoice. And when you generate a customer invoice, it can also generate a delivery docket, a dangerous goods, or even a packing manifest. So that's all available from there. Now you can also do not only account sales, but you can do cash sales through the invoice screen if you have a cash counter, for example, and you're a wholesaler. So that's the way a wholesaler would normally work, and the system does have customer orders and it also has back orders. Now if you're a retailer, you'll be using the point of sale screen. The point of sale screen is up here. Just open that, and from this one screen you can do a cash sale, you can do a suspended invoice, you can do a customer order, you can do a customer quote, you can do a credit note, you can do a cash sale and an account sale, all from the one screen. And you can, as I said before, you can multiply the screen so you can be doing multiple invoices at the same time. So normally when you open up the point of sale screen, it'll start at the cash sale customer. If you want to change that, just go up to the search, put in the code for your customer that you'd like to load. It will put them up there, give you the customer notes, the balance of the customer, okay. And then you can go, it shows you any customer orders outstanding for that customer, and then you can go straight down to the grid and start either scanning in your part numbers or putting them in manually. So let's talk about a couple of extra options down here on the desktop. So we've got supplier order. So to generate an order on suppliers, you just open up your supplier order screen and you load your supplier. So I can just load a supplier up there, enter. And then you can start putting in the parts and the quantities manually, or you can generate an order, which is a pretty complex deal here. You can order below min up to max, below max up to max. You can reorder for, let's say, the same month last year, so seasonal reordering, or you can order what's been sold since the last time you ordered off this supplier. So a lot of functionality there. Once you've placed your order and you receive the goods, then you go into your goods in. This is the local goods in. We have a dedicated goods in screen for imports, which takes care of the foreign currency exchange as well. So you'd put in the supplier up there, you'd retrieve the supplier order, and then you would just check it against what's been delivered, update, and your goods have been booked in and your creditor has been updated. And the last couple of options here are customer receipts. So if you're receiving money from a customer, or supplier payments. The great feature about these two options is that it's so easy to find the amount that's being paid. It's easy to match it off. It's easy to find a customer, and we've got an advanced search screen if you're looking for the drawer, or if you're looking for a particular name or an amount. You can search for that in the customer receipts or the supplier payments. Finally, we've got the trading summary. This is one of my favourite screens. It's like a window into your factory. So basically, anytime you run this screen, it's going to give you today's sales, month-to-date financial year. It's going to tell you what your customers owe you and in what age, what you owe your suppliers, what you've got in stock, in value and in items, and also what supplier orders, customer orders and back orders you've got outstanding. So this will show you the sales day to day, and if we want to, we can show the last 24 months sales. So that'll give you the current year and the last year's sales in a graph. There it is there. If you click on one of those, it can open up a report to show you what those sales are made of. So now while you're finding your way around, we have got a lot of data in here that you can play around with. If you look for customer code 003, supplier code 003 or part number Z9, they've got a lot of transactions attached, so you can see what's happening around there. So product control Z9, customer control 003, supplier control 003, and you'll see a lot of detail and transaction history. So let's go through some of the common tabs, the control screens. So first of all, we'll go into product control, and I'll just take you for a quick tour through those. So let's load that part number that I spoke about, Z9. It's a very common automotive part number, and you'll see there's a lot of data attached to that, including a nice picture. So there you have it. So going down the left-hand side here, we've got a search, which will put your cursor up in the search box, and then you can start searching for other part numbers. F2, if you want to change any of the information in the screen here, you hit F2, turns your edit on, and once you're finished, F2 turns your edit off, so you can change information there. F4, notes. So this opens up any product notes that you may have on this product, and it opens up the picture. So click it again to turn it off. F5. So F5 shows you transaction history for this part number. You can filter it by the customer, supplier. So if I wanted to find out if a particular customer bought this product, when did they buy it, how many did they buy, what did they pay, I could put in the customer code here, it would find it, filter this down, and you'd see the transaction history for this part number and that customer. And you can also toggle between the different branches if you like, and you can also select what type of transactions you want to see in this grid. So there's the transaction history grid. Going down, turn the graph on, and this will show you the sales history of this product over the last 24 months. You can change some of these lines and graphs so you can get different information, and this shows you the sales trend of the product over the last 12 months. Supplier, so this shows you a list of alternate suppliers for this product, because in Peach Software you can have any number of suppliers for one product, and also you can have a different barcode for each of those suppliers. So where you're buying something like a bag of cable ties, you could have 5 different suppliers, 5 different barcodes, scan any of them and it'll come back to the common part number for you. Then you've got pricing, so there's current sell, you can have promotion, you can also have future pricing there, and then you can delete the product if it doesn't have any transactions. You can add a new product, that's the new product addition screen there, and you look in other areas. So if you've got a business with multiple areas, or if you have other, let's say colleagues who have got businesses around your area, it's possible if they're using Peach, you can see what they have in stock and give them a call and ask them for extra stock if you like. So that's if they give you permission to, of course. So in the screen there, you've got product groupings, subgroups, you've got the brand or the supplier, second preferred supplier, the brand there. You've got 6 selling prices, which is just the tip of the iceberg. 3 cost prices, you've got your current cost, your last cost, your average cost. Average cost, of course, is always updated. Current cost is the cost from your preferred supplier. A lot of details in regard to that, so remember to ask if we talk. Also, you've got down here what you've got in stock, your min-max reorder levels, what you've got on supplier order, customer order, and then what's available based on all that, and then you've got your sales history. So that's a quick tour of the product control screen. Now let's look at customer control. So if I go into customer control here, and I'll load up our customer 003. There's our customer. Now I could have looked up the customer by ABC Electrical or Auto Electrical or Electrical ABC. It would have found it either way. So you've got your customer details there, phone numbers, contact details, your banking details and the drawer name, financial details and the statistics, all on the one screen there. And by the way, you can get to these control screens from any transaction screen. So normally if you're showing a part, you can click a link and it'll come back to product control, or if you're showing a customer, you click a link, come back to customer control. It's all available one click away. So going down the left-hand side here, F2 to edit again, same as a product control screen. F3 takes you up to search, so you can search for other customers. Customer notes, so they'll come up when you're doing a point of sale or a customer order. Customer notes will come up if they are there to inform the salesman of what he needs to know. Transaction history, same as product control. This is showing you history of the invoices that this customer's had. You can put a part number here so you can see any time they've purchased a particular part number, how many and for what, and then you can actually click a link and view the invoice. Simple as that. If I click on an invoice and then click details, it'll actually show me what was on the invoice, and I can reprint that very easily. I can see finalised transactions, receipts, customer orders history, and also bill to, which is when you're selling to a customer who has got a head office, you can bill it to the head office. So there's the transaction history. Again, graph, same as product control. This is a graph of the sales of the product of this customer. You can choose all groups or just any particular groups if you like. In some of the reports you can pick multiple groups, and this is the sales trend for this particular customer. Collections diary, this is a very brief and very simple collections diary. We have a more in-depth one. This is the pricing. Now this screen is very interesting. It sort of shows you how complicated or how complex or granulated the pricing can be. So for this customer, ABC Auto Electrical, as an example, if they buy a product in brand ACL, they'll get cost plus 50. If they buy a Z91, they'll get it for $6. If they buy 5 Z91s, they get them for $5. If they buy a Z910, they get it for $44, but it's got a start and a finish date over here if you look. So it'll actually give them a price just for a particular date frame. If they buy a product in Group CB, they'll get price ALS 20%. If they buy a product in TO04, they'll get price C. Or if they buy a product in Group UN and subgroup Fast, they'll get price E. So you can see there lots of variations to be able to set up prices for customers, so net pricing. So your invoices go out, they'll never go out with the wrong pricing on them if this has been set up correctly. So after pricing, we've got delete a customer, add a new customer. When you add a new customer, by the way, you can add it with the current details, and that's in product control as well. So if you want to add products which are the same product, same group, same supplier, you can add them one after the other without having to type in all the details over and over again. It'll just duplicate some of the details. Cancel that. So it's adding a new one, and contact marketing. One great thing about Peach Software is you've got multiple contacts for each customer, and all those contacts down there, we can go down and select each contact, and we can decide what sort of transactions get emailed to each of those contacts. Each contact can have their own email address, own name, and own details. Then you can go to marketing notes, so you can make notations about when you spoke to the customer, what you spoke about, and this again filters through to the diary. So great for CRM type entries. So that's customer control, a quick rundown for you. Now supplier control is very similar to customer control, so I'm going to let you look through supplier control yourself, but remember when you get there, just type in 003 and it'll load that supplier, and then you can look down all the options again yourself. Also, I wanted to mention that in most screens you will see a question mark up in the top right hand corner. Not all screens, most screens. If you click on that question mark, what it'll do is it'll open up Internet Explorer or Google Chrome or whatever you're using for your browser, and it'll take you to the page which has information on the screen that you're in. So we were in the invoice screen. Here it is here. It's taking you to a customer invoice screen and all the tabs to do with making a sale in Peach Software. So don't hesitate to click on that question mark when you see it, and it'll give you all more information about that particular screen. So as I showed you at the start, the control tab, or the what we call the task menu, is where you can find all the other features in Peach. And you can get to the task menu by clicking any of these grey headings, or down here you've got a task menu shortcut, so we'll just click on that, and that comes up with what we call the task menu. In the task menu you've got all your different tabs which represent the different categories down here. So let's have a quick look at some of the features within those tabs. So all the product control features down here, such as kitting, product browse, branch stock listings, serial numbers, generate product categories. All these are great features. Under customer, you've got customer browse, which the browse screens, product browse, customer browse, supplier browse, they're great screens because they present the data to you in like a spreadsheet fashion, and you can actually turn, edit on and off and change information right in that screen. Also, you can filter it down to just the products or customers you want, and you can do a bulk change, meaning you can do a bulk change to any products, let's say, that are displayed in that browse screen. And you can select which fields from product you want displayed in it. So It's a great feature. Have a look at product browse, customer browse and supplier browse. Change customer code. When you change a product, customer or supplier code, it brings the history across with it, so that's great. Then you've got matrix maintenance, that's that customer pricing matrix. Then we can, orders available after goods in. So if you've placed an order, you've received the order, and you want to see what you can now deliver, there's a great function there that shows you now what you can deliver based on your stock levels or based on the goods in. We've got reward loyalty points as well, and a transaction monitor where you can see all the orders that you haven't processed yet, any quotes you haven't processed, or all the invoices you've done today. So you see those in the transaction monitor screen. Under supply, you've got generate min-max levels. So you can choose to generate min-max levels based on a supplier, or you can even drill it down to a supplier, product group, product subgroup if you like, so that you can attach certain products to generate certain min-max levels, and that way you can granulate your reorder levels so that your reordering is as efficient as possible. You don't want to run out of stock and you don't want too much stock, so it's a real fine line, but you can manage it in this software very easily. Under pricing, you've got your percentage price change, so you can, let's say, up the price of all the products from a certain supplier in a certain group by, let's say, 2%. That's quite easy. Set prices from a customer matrix. That's an advanced function. Ask me about it if we talk. And promotional pricing. We can set up a promotional price and we can attach customers to that particular promotion. So you could have 5 or 10 promotions running at the same time, and you can point different customer to different promotions that are running. Under transaction screen, this is where you do all your transactions. So your quotation, your order, your invoice, customer credit. You've got import goods in, branch transfers between 2 different branches. Kit manufacture, so you can manufacture kits, or you can build kits, edit kits. You can even edit kits on the fly. So if you've made a kit and you're selling it to a client, you can actually adjust that kit on the fly if you like. Customer consignment, so we handle customer consignment and supplier consignment stock. Transaction browse screen, stock take entry, so you can do your stock take. So that's where all the transactions are. You've got your reports, they're split up into different categories, so product reports, customer reports. Probably the most common is the trading reports screen, so it's where you can do a report of all your transactions, the performances, all that sort of thing. And if you're not sure where to look for the report, you just click on report search. It'll come up with a search screen. If I wanted, for example, product performance, I can just, there it is there, it's already come up and I can view that. It'll open up the products report screen, and it will then focus on product performance, and you can simply run that report. So nice and easy to find the report. There are a lot of reports in Peach Software, and each of those reports you can change the grouping, the subgrouping. You can change whether it's a descending or ascending, and you can put formulas into the reports. You can create your own reports and save them using our templates. You've got your general ledger reports. When that opens up, it shows you a trial balance, it shows you a balance sheet, and a profit and loss. So nice and easy, and it's got the bank rec in there as well. When you're sending statements, you can send your statements. You can either print them and mail them, or you can email them straight to the customer. So that's great. Then bulk email. So bulk email you can use to send a bulk email, let's say a PDF, a special out to all your clients. Or you can even use bulk email to send a late payment reminder. And what you do is you can just, let's have a quick look at it because it's a great feature. Overdue, anything in 90 days, search and then display. And it'll list all the customers who have got invoices in greater than 90 days, shows you the number of invoices, and basically you just hit go and it sends all of them a letter detailing the invoices that were over 90 days and asking them very politely to pay the invoice. So that's a great feature there, save you many, many hours. And then you've got advanced search. So quite often you might have a situation where you know the name of a customer but you can't remember the company that he belongs to. So in here you can actually do an advanced search, and it goes through the contacts, it goes through the diary, goes through the calendar, goes through everything and finds what you're looking for. So that's a great feature as well. Continuing on, let's have a look at the general ledger screen. This is where you can do your bank rec, you can do bulk supply payments. Those bulk supply payments will generate an ABA file which you can import into your internet banking, and it'll also send all the bulk remittance advices out by email to all your suppliers. You can do your receipting in here, you can do journals, you can change the date if you wish, you can view transactions, so that's all in the general ledger area. Workshop, if you've got a workshop, whether you're fixing cars or outdoor power equipment or tools or machinery, workshops are a great little function there, so you can attach any sort of equipment or car to an account, and then anytime you do work on it, it'll charge it to that account, or of course you can charge it to cash sales and it'll ask for payment. So you can look up the history for what you've done on any piece of equipment or any vehicle. Then you've got your setup options and your admin. Setup is important because that's where you can put your products into groups, subgroups, markup codes for automating the pricing, price levels again for automating pricing. Set up couriers, so you can attach a courier to a customer, so every time they get invoiced it has a set charge, and that set charge can be per delivery or per carton. So in the invoice you can say that's 3 cartons and it'll multiply the delivery charge for you. You've got your dangerous goods set up. You have different departments within your business, so you can have different types of profit centres, customer areas. So yeah, there's a lot there, and also integration. So we integrate to Neato, we integrate to MYB, QuickBooks, or straight to web integration. So that's for things like eBay or online sales. And then you've got your admin. So that's where you can do your month end. So at the end of the month, it's about a 5-minute process to process all the month end, change the dates, update the debtors and creditors. That's all done here. Generate statistics to freshen up your database, and also XLS imports. So you can import customers, suppliers, products, any of those sort of things into Peach, straight into the database or into the reference file, which is your supplier's product file. So there's all the places where you can import data into. So Part Matrix, it'll tell you what the headings are. You just put those headings in your spreadsheet accordingly, and you can import the data straight into Peach software. So that's a great feature as well. Very easy. You can back up to the server, so that will make a backup of the database on the server where Peach lives. This will back up to the workstation. So when you hit back up to workstation, doesn't matter where you are in the world, or you have to be on a Windows device in this case, it'll actually back it up to your local Windows desktop, to Windows computer. And if you're not the owner of the business but they've given you permission to back up, you need permissions to do this, you would probably get a copy of an encrypted database. So no one can use the database unless they ring Peach Software, identify themselves, and we can give them the encryption key. So there's a great way of backing up. So it can be done from anywhere, and it can be done anytime, and it only takes a few minutes to do. All right, so now you have your trial. Don't hesitate to go move around and make some changes, add products, customers, suppliers as you wish. You can't break it. If you do, call us, we'll fix it up for you. And don't hesitate to call Peach support. Although you're not a customer yet, doesn't mean we don't want to hear and help you out in regard to finding certain features. So that's Peach Software for you. We're only too happy to help you. Give our support a call or give me a call, and if you want to spend some time with me on the phone, I can log into your system and I can show you around. Please make a booking. There's a booking form on the website, or again, just give us a call if you like, and we'll set up a time that's suitable for all of us to go through the software and go through the trial. So thanks for watching this, and we look forward to talking to you and doing business with you soon. Thanks.